Yesterday I introduced you to the Old Bath Road, which runs from Beckhampton to Oldbury Castle, which is above Cherrell. I mispronounced it on the last video of the last two videos. I popped into Devizes Museum, where it introduced me to a few things, including a villa within the village of Cherhill, a Roman villa which produced a mosaic. It's only a small piece, but it is gorgeous, and it shows a hunting dog, a hunting scene. And now this is appropriate to what we were talking about on the last video about the name Kennet. It comes from Kuno or something like that in old Welsh, which means hounds. And we also have, which may be of interest to antiquarians, is the god Apollo Kunomaglos, which also has the name element Kuno in it. And we know of his existence because of the Nettleton Shrub Temple, which is not too far to the northwest of here. But the Ridgeway itself, the Old Bath Road, is not scheduled as an ancient monument, though it looks to me pretty old. I would like more information about it, but what attracts my attention, not just its topography, it is a remarkable ridge, and you can see it from the modern A4, the modern Bath Road, and it's peppered with with two Bronze Age barrows. It's a very striking feature on the landscape, and it would have been even in the Bronze Age. We don't know for sure that all round barrows are Bronze Age, because the Romans and the Anglo-Saxons also buried people in mounds in such a manner. But there is also just to the south of it, in the field that abuts up to the Ridgeway, is a late Bronze Age to early Iron Age linear earthwork, which is scheduled as an ancient monument. And the archaeologists have told us that it is an important boundary marker. With the dike, when you dig out a ditch, the earth has to go somewhere. And in this case, the earth has gone, the mound, the dike, has gone to the south of the ditch. And this is the opposite to what I expected, because if you want dominance over, if you want to fortify something or have dominance over your neighbours, you would seek the highest point and then build up from there. You would take all the advantages you could from the landscape strategically. But this is south of the ridge. But if it is a defensive earthwork, which I don't think it is, but for this reason, that it is facing northwards to the top of the hill. Now, there are other places that are defensive. So the Wansdyke in the Avon area is not on the brow of the hill, it's below the brow of the hill. But we think this is because of the apolitical situation that's forced them to retreat from the most strategic position and to make the best of what they've got. A contribution I would like to make to that argument is that it gives perfect line of sight between Stantonbury Castle and Maze Knoll. So there is the communication, military communication would have been very, very good, and it would have required greater complication to have the monument on the brow of the hill. Anyway, that's beside the point. From the record, there's nothing to say that it actually goes all the way up to Oldbury Castle, but you can see from the drone footage I'm going to show you, and from footage from the ground, you can see that it does continue. You can see this in crop marks. It continues up to the top of Oldbury Castle. So again, that's the second contribution. An observation, let us call it. Now, the only way to know 100% for sure is to dig and see if we can find some pottery or flint work, whatever. But there is a suspicion from the OS map that it is just lynchets, that is agricultural terracing from any age. But you can see from the footage, it's quite clearly it's joined up in a quite emphatic manner. I was just thinking, I haven't got anything for my thumbnail for this video, and then this happened. The beaten track 156 asked on my last video in the comment section, is there anything to see of the Wansdyke in this area? I've just put a bit of footage in now. Yeah, it's looking good. It's about 2 miles from here. So I've got in the lee of the ramparts to get out of the bleeding wind. It's a southerly wind today. The other day when we abandoned our walk, it was a northeasterly wind. Come straight over from Siberia, I expect. Cut through you like icy daggers. But this is a more warmer southerly wind. It's a bit blowy though. I might not take the drone up here. It's right at the summit of this hill. The wind starts above, like, yeah, I've lost too many drones. But here I am, finally made it up to Albury. As I explained in the previous video, I believe its Old English name is Yatebury, which is Yateburia in Old English, and it means fortification of the gate, the gap in the hills. And that gap is the A4 heading onwards. So it's a very beautiful spot. I caught a deer. I chased him. I even broke into a short trot to stalk him. And he was holed up in a little a tiny little quarry in the ground, a little dip in the ground. I surprised him out of there and got some more shots. Very rewarding. Wild animals. I've said before, go on a long walk away from people where there's a bit of woodland, a bit of grass to eat, and you will encounter animals, wild animals. I don't know whether it's what sort of deer it is. I don't think it's a roe deer. I think it might have been a fallow. But you deer experts out there, hopefully you leave a comment below and let me know.